Everybody loves to hear success stories. The contracts, the governments, the stadiums full of people and appreciation for you. But the stories behind all these success stories are totally different. 30 years ago, I made a decision that almost everyone in my family and my life called it madness. यार अफ्रीका वहां पे क्या है? मैं सोच रहा था कि मैं तो आईटी का बंदा हूं, मैं कहां से ट्रैक्टर के बारे में कुछ जानूंगा या एग्रीकल्चर के बारे में जानूंगा। मेरे को तो नट्स एंड बोल्ट भी नहीं पता ट्रैक्टर के क्या होते हैं कि मुझे एक मौका मिल रहा है। दिस इज द फर्स्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी आई एम गेटिंग एंड इट्स कमिंग नॉकिंग ऑन माई डोर। So let me take that chance, let me take that opportunity. Being a computer engineer by my education, I started with selling IT solutions and equipments to all the African embassies which were available in New Delhi. जो रातें हम सोए नहीं, जागते रहे, कुछ प्लान बनाते रहे। जब सुबह उठे कई बार तो पता लगा अकाउंट में पैसे नहीं पड़े हुए, कुछ है ही नहीं अकाउंट के अंदर। फिर किसी को फोन किया, कॉल करा, मैसेज करा, कोई जवाब नहीं आया। दिनों दिन तक आप वेट करते रहे। आई हैव सैट अक्रॉस टेबल्स विद प्रेसिडेंट्स, विद मिनिस्टर्स, आईसीटी मिनिस्टर्स, हेल्थ मिनिस्टर्स, ट्रेड मिनिस्टर्स and discuss about opportunities which are available in India. We have helped so many Indian businessmen to establish their businesses into Africa, and this is the story of why. 30 years ago, I made a decision that almost everyone in my family and my life called it madness. यार अफ्रीका वहां पे क्या है? बहुत दूर है, बहुत अनसेफ है, कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला वहां पे. It's very far, it's very unsafe. You will not get anything there. It's totally undeveloped. But I guess all of them were wrong. And this is the story of why. An engineer by education, a businessman by training, an entrepreneur by calling, and a firm believer of Africa by choice. My journey started in the year 1998 in Delhi, India. Liberalization in India had just opened up, and I was a young man with more dreams than money I had. सपने बहुत थे, पैसे उतने नहीं थे उस वक्त. I understood technology, I understood systems, and I understood something which none of my professors ever taught me. The thing which affected me most and which, due to my intuition, gave me the confidence was to go to places where people were afraid to go. And for me, Africa was the continent. I had a very humble beginning. Being a computer engineer by my education, I started with selling IT solutions and equipments to all the African embassies which were available in New Delhi, who had just started to use technology. I was very lucky that that was the starting point when all of them wanted technology, and I was there to give them the technology. My parents, who had lived in Africa, gave me the initial push to find it easy to enter the African continent, and my first country of choice was Ghana, where I started my business. This was in the year 2001 when I started my business in Africa and flew to Ghana for the first time. My going there was not on a holiday. It was not for a project. It was just to build something which I had just dreamt of. The most interesting thing was that the biggest break I got into Africa was not a business plan that I had. It just came by the knock of the door. Once I started connecting to the African embassies and to the high commissioners, they started asking me, Kirit, could you help us in finding technology into mechanization of agriculture, into tractors, into implements? Because African continent is very rich in agriculture. They have huge land bases, but they could not produce what the people, the local people wanted to eat. That was my starting point. मैं सोच रहा था कि मैं तो आईटी का बंदा हूं, मैं कहां से ट्रैक्टर के बारे में कुछ जानूंगा या एग्रीकल्चर के बारे में जानूंगा। मेरे को तो नट्स एंड बोल्ट भी नहीं पता ट्रैक्टर के क्या होते हैं। मगर मुझे लगा कि मुझे एक मौका मिल रहा है. दिस इज द फर्स्ट अपॉर्चुनिटी आई एम गेटिंग and it's coming knocking on my door. So let me take that chance, let me take that opportunity, and by the course of how the thing will go, I will figure out the way to get to the other side. As both my parents were doctors and they were posted in Ghana, Africa, from the year 1972 to 1979. So medicine and healthcare was always in my system. I always was hearing about medicine and healthcare things. So my next step from agriculture led me to healthcare, which was medical tourism. Africa, they do not have the sophisticated and super specialty treatments which were available in India. So many Africans, especially from the countries where I started my businesses, started coming to India to get their treatments done here. And that was the time I started my own company called Heal and Bliss. And that's how we started the India Africa Medical Tourism Corridor. Then came the area of education. Having been trained from a very good university from India, I saw that my African friends, whether they were my business partners or my colleagues, they all were facing challenges to get their children educated at a very good university. It's not that universities were not there in Africa, they were, but to get access to them, sometimes the cost would be too much, sometimes there would be no vacancies there, and sometimes the university were very far. So then I thought कि यार इंडिया में तो बहुत सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं, इतनी अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हैं, नॉर्थ इंडिया में, साउथ इंडिया में, क्यों ना कुछ किसी तरह से कोई ब्रिज बनाया जाए उन अफ्रीकन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए जो इंडिया आना चाहेंगे. So what I started doing was I started connecting with the big universities of India. There were some big names, and I went, met them, explained to them that they were very good universities in Africa. There were people who had the paying capacity for their children to get higher education. So why don't we do a collaboration? Maybe they would do some part of the education in Africa, some part in India. So there was a exchange program which could have been done, and working on it for maybe 6 months to a year, I was able to get many African students to India for courses like management, MBA, commerce, healthcare, nursing training, physiotherapy, and you can say so many others. During my college days, I had a senior of mine who was a very good friend of mine. And then I came to know that he had started a very big education center called CAD, which was in Chennai. So I spoke to him and I said, why don't we start collaboration to take CAD centers to Africa? So I also took education universities and colleges and educational centers to Africa, in Ghana, in Senegal, in Cameroon. We took these universities, these colleges to set up classrooms and training centers in Africa. So education also became a very big area where I could give some value addition to my African colleagues and make them feel happy and give good education for their children. We taught them courses like design skills, technical training, AutoCAD, project management, and even we took so many tools to the African students to make them learn better so that they could cope up with the modern economy. Let me be very honest to you. Everybody loves to hear success stories. The contracts, the governments, the stadiums full of people and appreciation for you. But the stories behind all these success stories are totally different. जो रातें हम सोए नहीं, जागते रहे, कुछ प्लान बनाते रहे, जब सुबह उठे कई बार तो पता लगे अकाउंट में पैसे नहीं पड़े हुए, कुछ है ही नहीं अकाउंट के अंदर, फिर किसी किसी को फोन किया, कॉल करा, मैसेज करा, कोई जवाब नहीं आया, दिनों दिन तक आप वेट करते रहे, कुछ आंसर बैक नहीं आया. सो नॉट एवरी डे वाज एक्साइटमेंट. सम डेज you are living out of fear, insecurities, and you don't know what the next step is going to be. But just the thought of creating something new in a different country where you don't have a family, You don't have a safety net. You don't know anybody. And there's nobody to call at night if there's a problem. To do such things, you really have to have the love or the courage to take such decisions. I have sat in government offices, in the offices of my business partners in Africa for hours altogether, for days, in anticipation of getting contracts, in making presentations, getting my projects approved in countries such as Ghana, in Abuja, in Kinshasa, in Douala, in Burkina Faso, countries, capitals, cities, कुछ नहीं छोड़ा. हर जगह मैं घुसा, हर जगह मैं गया, जहां लगा काम आ रहा है, जहां लगा कुछ हो सकता है, मैं अंदर घुसा, काम ट्राई किया, प्रेजेंटेशंस दी और कोशिश करी कि मेरा प्रोजेक्ट्स अप्रूव हो. Because one thing which I had in me was my determination to succeed. One thing I can tell you for sure, in Africa, trust is not given. It has to be earned very slowly, very patiently, and very respectfully. During my course of my journey in Africa, many of my partnerships fell apart. Many contracts got delayed. Many contracts got cancelled. A lot of partners, a lot of my own employees, sometimes they got scared that they might not be able to survive or the projects will not be able to complete. So we kept on innovating, we kept on changing, and we kept on sticking to our desire and our goal. That was the crux of our journey to Africa, wherein we had a focus on what all we had to do. मैं भी कई बार डरा, बहुत बार लगा कि शायद काम नहीं होंगे, but I never stopped. मैं रुका नहीं. Because the biggest thing is, once you have seen the potential of Africa, there is no reason for you to stop. You will still find a reason to continue. काम तो बहुत किया अफ्रीका में, और जहां तक मुझे लगता है वो एक एपिसोड में पूरा नहीं हो सकता जो मैं आपको बताना चाहता हूं. तो अगर आपने सेकेंड एपिसोड देखना हो तो प्लीज आप यहां पे क्लिक कीजिए.